So lesson number 6 is titled Bitcoin Buys You More Time in the Future. The fiat system is designed to steal your time. Literally what it does. It steals your time. Bitcoin gives it back. And there's a lot of different ways to think about that. There's a lot of examples that you can think of, and I'm going to share a few today. But I really want to start with the COVID print. And if we go back to, I believe it was last show, we talked about this. We talked about the magic number here and why it's impossible to have your time stolen in Bitcoin. It's the best way to preserve your time, and it actually buys you time in the future. And the reason for that is because there's a fixed supply. This is the magic number here. This is the number that I want everybody to get a tattoo of, or at least get a shirt that says this number on it, or write it on your fridge, write it on your bathroom mirror. Let it be a good reminder that no matter what you have, if you have 5 sats, if you have 5 million sats, if you have 5 Bitcoin, nobody can steal that from you. I mean, they could if it's not protected properly. But I mean, nobody can print more Bitcoin and steal your time, your energy, the value that you've provided to the world. Nobody can take that from you, no matter what you have. So this is kind of the example that we started with here. And I think it's important to revisit this because I really believe that this is the most important concept in Bitcoin to understand. And so let's say you have $1 and it's sitting in a bank account, and this is the total supply of dollars out there. And again, these numbers do not matter. This could be 100,000. This could be 1 quadrillion. This could be 1 billion. This could be 1 sextillion. It does not matter. The numbers aren't relevant in this. It's the fact that fiat is printed every day. They print more and more dollars, and they will print forever. And that is not slowing down. In fact, it's actually accelerating, especially since yesterday, I believe it was, they ended their quantitative tightening, which means there's going to be even more dollars flooding into the market, which is very hard to believe, but it's true. So 2 examples here is you got $1 sitting in a bank account, and there's $1,000 out there in supply. That's the total supply today. Same time, you got 1 sat, and the total supply of sats out there is 1,000. And we know that the fiat system is unlimited and unknown, while the Bitcoin network is fixed and known and predictable and transparent. These 2 systems could not be more opposite, honestly. And that's why Bitcoin literally flips everything on its head, because these 2 systems could not be more opposite. So let's use an example here. Let's say that, again, we did this last week, but I think it's important to highlight this. Let's say that the president of the United States thinks that they want to build a new airport in a city. So what do? They don't make everybody pay for it. They don't make all the citizens of America send in a $2 donation so we can fund this new airport. No, they either go into debt or they print more money. And so that supply there, that $1,000 that we started with, all of a sudden we got to print, I don't know, 10 more dollars. We need to build a new airport here. So these 2 numbers here represent your ownership in the network. And that's what it is. If you have any dollars, that's your ownership of that fiat system. People don't really understand that, but that's your ownership of that network, the fiat network. So these 2 numbers are your ownership, this one and this one. So that's good. So they printed 10 more dollars. Now your same $1 that you had in the bank account there, your ownership went down. So now there's a new president in, and he wants to send some money overseas for, I don't know, studies on why turtles only prefer men. That's what the government wants. If you look back in history of the things that the government has funded, that would be at the mid range of crazy. So they print another $50 for the turtles. Your ownership went down even more. And now this time around, the government employees all think that they're underpaid. So what do? Again, the citizens of the country don't send in donations so we can pay the governments more money, the government workers more money. They just either add more debt or they print more money. So now all the government workers want to get paid more. And there's a lot of government workers out there. So what do? They create more money. And what happens? Your ownership of that network goes down. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's this great pandemic that comes through. And we need to pay for all the stickers. I better be careful. I keep forgetting I'm on YouTube here. But this actually happened, so I can't really be faulted with it. But we need to pay for all the stickers. We need to pay for all the signs. We need to pay for all the commercials telling people how dangerous it is. So we're going to go ahead and print 400 more units of this. So this is literally what happened here 5 years ago. So that $1 that you had in that bank account was worth 0.001. Now it's worth 0.00065. And that is what happened to every single baby boomer who retired and had money in the system. They didn't really notice. It's not like they had to send a payment into the government, but their wealth, their ownership of that fiat network went down 35% because they printed so much money. So then let's flip it, because you might say, well, yeah, they're making Bitcoin every day too. True. But at some point, and actually in 10 years from now, that's going to be 1% left for the next 100 years. So we're kind of already past the point of like more supply, but everybody thinks about 21 million anyways. So that's our hard cap. Even though there's only 19.5 million out there right now, the majority of people on the market values it at 21 million. That's what everybody knows. So which means that this number will never go up. 21 million in the real world, 1,000 in this example. But the point is this number cannot and will not go up, which means that whatever you have here, your ownership of that network will never go down. It cannot go down. This system, your value cannot go up because they're not taking dollars out of supply. They're only making more of them every single second of every single day. Your ownership here, this can only go down. This number can only go up. Why? Because let's say that VHF got careless here. I see VHF in the comments here. VHF got careless. He was storing his Bitcoin on a ledger. And somebody figured out a way to hack ledgers. And all of a sudden, he lost his Bitcoin, his sats. What happens to your ownership there? It goes up. As coins get lost, which is the only thing that can happen, we cannot create more. We can only lose keys to the Bitcoin. Your ownership of that network actually goes up. So in the case of what we're talking about today, why this is relevant is because the COVID print essentially stole, what did I say there? 35%? So 35% stolen. And not money, time. Right? Because when people had their pensions in the system, 35% of that was stolen from them. Because whatever they had there was now worth 65% of what it was before. So 35%, let's say that somebody worked 40 years and they had 35% of their wealth stolen from them. How many years did they lose there? How many years did the government steal from baby boomers when they printed all that money? 14. So they worked for 40 and their wealth is now worth 26 years. And we're going to watch an example of a guy who's 88 years old. I'm going to show you in a second here of what happened to him. But this is exactly what happened to every single baby boomer out there. And some of them had assets, yes. And some of those assets went up with the money printer, but a lot of them didn't. And so baby boomers essentially had 14 years of their life stolen. They went to work every day, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, while their kids had hockey and soccer and dance. And they lost 14 years of that because the government printed so much money. That's what the fiat system is. It steals your time. And so what happens? They either got to go back to work or they have to push back their retirement. It steals your time. That's what the fiat system does. So let's watch, let me take this down for one sec. We're going to give I'm going to watch a video here of, we're going to start with insurance. Because actually, you know what? We're going to start with that guy. And I'm not going to lie. I might have had some watery eyes watching this. This just kind of came up in my feed this morning. It's almost like my phone knows what I'm thinking and what I'm getting ready for. Because it shows me things at the perfect time when I'm trying to prepare for things. So we're going to watch this video here. It's of, and I had an idea here. I don't know if it's going to work out. I got to check my, my guy here. Okay. I got an idea here. It's going to work. Jake, can you just confirm that you're in the chat right now, Jake? Jake from 21 Hats. I got a little idea here. Okay, so let's watch this video though. And hopefully this works. You guys are going to have to let me know, hopefully right away, if this is or isn't working for the sound, because sometimes it doesn't work on Instagram. But let me share this with you. This is Sam. I believe his name's Sam. So I'm going to start playing this here, and just let me know quickly if you can hear. Just give me a thumbs up or a 4x4, and we'll keep her going here. So this is Sam. This is a perfect example of why the fiat system steals your time.
Thank you. What was your name?
Ed.
I'm Sam.
Okay.
I actually had someone nominate you from this store and said you're very hardworking.
Well, I try to be.
May I ask how old you are?
I'm 88.
And still working?
Yes, I have to.
Why do you have to keep working?
Retired from General Motors in 99. 2012, I went bankrupt, and they took my pension away from me.
Oh my gosh. Do you have a wife?
She passed away 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
She was sick when I lost my pension.
So you've been struggling a bit?
A little bit.
You said that you lost your pension?
Yes, sir, I did. I was in the Army back in 66.
So you're a veteran too?
Yes. The thing that hurt me the most was my wife was real sick. And they, when they took the pension, they also took the health care coverage.
Yeah.
And all but $10,000 of my life insurance.
Oh my gosh.
So I sold the house, sold the property I had, and we made it through. My wife died 7 years ago. Since then, I've been trying to reestablish myself.
And you're working here how many days a week?
I work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
And you do that because you have to, or?
Yeah, I don't have enough income.
What's your dream?
To live somewhat the life I was hoping for.
I'd like to share your story and try and, get people to help you retire.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. You're amazing. I want to give you $400 here as a tip. Of course. You're amazing,
Thank you.
man. Of course.
I don't know what to say. It goes a long way to help me.
Give you a hug?
Yeah, thank you.
That's a love. Just seeing if I could have.
Luckily, I watched that first, so I knew it was coming. But the first time I watched that, I definitely had some watery eyes. 88 years old. Good number, but 88 years old. And you might wonder like how that applies to the fiat system. And a lot of different ways. Just the fact that whatever he had built up after all those years of working, what did he say, General Motors? Was it General Motors? The savings that he had built up after all those years, he can't afford to pay for his health care. He can't afford to pay for his wife. He can't afford to pay to live. And that's why life expectancy, to me, in my mind anyways, is what it is. I feel like if we had I really believe that if we had a different monetary system, one that actually stored your value instead of stole it from you, people would live a lot longer. Because what's the point? What's the point of being 70, 80? And not only is your health deteriorating, but you can't afford to do anything. You can't afford to pay for anything. But the thing here, and I think that this is what makes Bitcoin so different than the fiat system, aside from like the money printer, is that what happened there? He got rugged. He got rugged. The company that he worked for, that he spent 80% of his life on, working to try to make them a profit, so their shareholders and their board of directors and their management team could all live like kings. He gets nothing. And what they did there, they took away their pension, they took away the health benefits, they left him with a $10,000 life insurance. That's what he said. I trust him. He seems like a pretty trustworthy guy. But what Bitcoin allows you to do is you don't have to be reliant on anybody else. If you convert your time and energy into Bitcoin, you store it properly in cold storage, nobody can take that from you. Nobody can devalue it. So that's two things. Number one, nobody can take it from you. You're not relying on a third party there that can just say, no, sorry, it's not available anymore to you. And you're not in a system that has the ability to create money out of thin air and make whatever you have worth less than it is today. So my idea, and I just saw in the comments here that they've raised $400,000. His name was Ed. I thought it was Sam. But I thought it'd be kind of cool. And I'm gonna talk about this maybe at the end of this clip here, because I don't want to get too off the road here. But I think we can raise some sats for him. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. And it doesn't have to be much. I think we can get in touch with this guy, send him Bitcoin, raise a little bit of money today. I had somebody in the chat create a lightning address for him, just so it's not like me doing it. But I think we could raise some sats for him. So I'm going to put his lightning address up after this lesson, and then we can talk about that then. But that is Ed. And the lightning address we made actually says Sam in it, but whatever. I thought it was Sam, but I think Sam was the interviewer guy. But so that's one part of it. That's the pensions. The pensions, the fact that most people are relying on somebody else with their life's work. Like I'm in my mid-30s now, and I have zero intention of taking a dime from the government. Even though I paid into the CPP for 20 years, even if it's there for me, I might convert sats, but at that point it'll be like get a $400 check in the mail and I'll buy 200 sats maybe. So it'll be irrelevant to me. But you never want to rely on somebody else with your life's work. And Bitcoin is the very first asset that allows you to take that into your own hands. Because in that sense, if Ed would have been storing his, I know Bitcoin wasn't around at this time, but this is an example of hard money that nobody can take from you. If he would have been able to put even a fraction of all of his pension, all of his insurance payments, all of everything that he paid throughout his career, a fraction of it, do you think he'd be working at age 88? He probably would have stopped working 30 years ago. And that's the future that we have ahead of us because we have Bitcoin. Ed didn't have Bitcoin. So that's pension. I had another video of, we'll watch it. We'll watch it. I'm trying to be kind of conscious of the time here, but whatever. Okay, so let's go to this other video here. This is on Twitter, actually. So again, guys and girls, I see the chats here. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to get through the first lesson here, and then we're going to go through all the chats and everything after the lesson's done. So let's listen to this. This is talking about health insurance. Same kind of thing, same idea, but let's listen to this.
So tell the good people what you were just telling me.
Well, I'm enraged right now. I honestly, I feel like I have to go for a drive. I was looking for health insurance, and on our income, which by the way, we're not rich, it is $1,000 a month for health insurance. Okay. That's expensive as fuck. And on top of that, they make you pay deductible. So I can choose my $1,000 a month plan, and then I have to pay a deductible, which is around $10,000 a month. This deductible means that the health insurance does not kick in. They don't cover me. I have to pay them $1,000 a month. And then while I'm going to, all these different doctors, I have to pay the total of $10,000 to, like it has to reach $10,000 before my health insurance kicks in. Okay. And then once they so kindly, after I'm paying them $1,000 a month, paying the $10,000 deductible, once they so kindly start paying, then I have to pay, what is it called? Like every time I see a doctor, it's like probably like $100 a month.
Copay.
I have to pay the copay. Every single time I go, which is crazy. So anyway, it basically covers nothing. Like this feels like a scam. Why is it so much? Like the costs have risen. Like I don't know what the exact percentage is, but I remember last year in about the same circumstance, it was like $500 a month, and I'm like, oh shit. And then my health insurance like literally isn't covering anything. It's not covering any of the doctors I went to. I'm paying for most of my medications, everything else. It's just like literally fucking nuts. Like, how is this okay? How is everybody okay with paying this much for fucking health insurance? And then nobody can get Medicaid unless you're making less than $15,000 a year. Okay. So even 20,000, oh, you're rich. So if you're making 20,000, you're going to still be asked to pay what, like $500, $1,000 for health insurance? That makes no fucking sense. This is insane. We need to get together and tell everyone this is not okay. Why are we just like letting them fucking dom us? Like we're being financially dominated here. This is ridiculous. Like I'm so angry. Anyway, that's it. Look into it yourself if you don't believe me. It is ridiculous.
And we'll come back and explain co-insurance later, which is the fourth part, which is even worse.
You really just wonder how they got away with all this and how people are just okay going along with it. That's what crosses my mind. And I think that the reality is like, okay, well, you have that or nothing. Those were your two options before. You have that or nothing. And then all of a sudden you get a $600,000 medical bill and you're done. You might as well just die. And how many people actually kill themselves because they can't afford to pay their medical bills? So before Bitcoin, those were the two options. You either just went along with that whole scam that she just talked about there, or one thing goes wrong and you're gone, toast, bankrupt. And then you have to worry about that the rest of your life. And you have to go through this and that, or you just kill yourself. And I probably shouldn't be talking like this, but it's just like, oh my God. And not because I'm like worried about it or think I'm going to offend somebody here, but I'm sure there's going to be a warning on my video now about if you are affected by this. Actually, that's what I should say. If you are a victim of the fiat system, you can call this helpline. That's what it should say. Okay, 88 lessons. Here we go. So we went through the insurance there we just talked about. We talked about the pension and the other funds. So I just want to give you like a quick example of the alternatives there. So again, pension, you can get rugged and you will be stolen from. Every dollar they print steals from you. Insurance here. So you can either go along with the scam or die. Harsh, but true. However, we now have a third option here. Third option: store your time and energy in a money they can't print or take from you. Which means that if you're storing your time and energy in Bitcoin, that's up to you. That's your responsibility. And I'm not saying this lightly. Like, people really need to take their Bitcoin self-custody serious, because you could rug yourself essentially. Nobody else is going to rug you, but you could rug yourself. But the point is, this option is there now. And for anybody who's willing to take it seriously, you can actually have a third option here, which is taking it yourself. And so the cool thing about storing your time and energy in a Bitcoin fund is that, number one, it appreciates over time. It buys you time. It's there when you need it. 2, even if you don't need it, it's still yours. Like with health insurance, with life insurance, with all these different scam insurances, you basically, something terrible has to happen in your life for you to be able to use your money. And if I'm a little bit more wound up than usual here, it's because I am. And I apologize for that. I'm not trying to get wound up here. I should probably take a breath, take a sip of my coffee here. But it's yours if you need it. So an example like Ed, like that girl there, they spend their whole lives going to work for somebody else. They make all these payments, let somebody else hold it for them, hope that one day they'll get it back, hope that the government hasn't printed 40% of the money supply so they can actually buy something with it, hope nothing terrible happens in their life, but if it does, they get the insurance paid out. If it doesn't, they get nothing for it. How crooked, corrupt, broken is that? So what you can do, a very simple solution. A very simple solution. And I put other funds here because you can do this for anything. It's the same as if you wanted to pay into like in Canada here, we have a university or a child's savings account. I think it's called Registered Education Savings Plan. So you pay all this money into this fund. The government throws you a couple scraps in there as well. But you actually can't access it unless your kid actually goes to university. So that's education. What if they don't want to go? You just lose that money that you paid for 25 years? Cool. Pets. How many people have dogs, cats? They go to their vet and the vet tells them that the bill's $12,000 to take a nail out of their butt, something like that. Like dental, same kind of thing. And and don't get me started with the optometry industry. These are the kind of topics I usually talk about on the Daily Show because I don't want to be talking about it because I get pretty fired up. But the system is a scam, straight up. It could not possibly be more of a scam. And I don't know how it could be more obvious to people. I really don't. But the simple solution is you set up a fund for your health insurance. You set up a fund for your life insurance. That is really just what Bitcoin is. You set up a fund for your pets insurance. You set up a fund for your kids' university, or they want to start a business. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's your money. You get to keep it. It goes up over time, and nobody can rug you, and nobody can devalue it from you. Set up numerous funds and contribute often. It does not have to be that much. You could literally set up 5 funds, the ones that I just talked about there: health, dental, pet, education. What was the other one? Life. Set up 5 funds. Send $5 per week into these funds. Not only are they going to be worth more than whatever else you're paying into, it's actually yours. Nobody can tell you that you have it or you don't. Nobody can tell you that, whoops, sorry, we took away the pension. Gone. All your benefits that you've been paying into for years, gone. And you know who probably didn't suffer in that whole General Motors blow up bankruptcy? I guarantee you the board of directors, the executives, the management team, it's people like Ed, the people who are actually doing the work, who got screwed out of that. So take personal responsibility. Of course, this comes with it. This comes with a cost. You have to learn. You have to take some time. You have to figure out what you're doing. You have to learn how to protect that. You have to learn how to, if somebody breaks into your house, how do you keep your Bitcoin? If your house burns down, how do you keep your Bitcoin? You have to learn this stuff. You have to take some responsibility. But the downside, the time commitment is minimal. The upside is tremendous, just like everything in Bitcoin. So I think I had more stuff to talk about there, but that's where I'm going to end it today because I'm pretty fired up and I don't need to be this fired up. I want to live long. So a couple other things here before we go. Again, if you are somebody who wants help with this, I mean, you could literally set up a 30-minute call with me and just say, hey, what should I do here? I got a couple ideas. This is where I buy Bitcoin from. This is the exchange. This is where I have my money. This is what I want to do. How do I do that? BitcoinCitadel.net. I also do daily shows over on Rumble and on Noster. And if you just search in 88 sats, you'll find it. So we do that every Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. These are the exact conversations we have over there. I kind of have to watch what I say. I try not to swear on here, although that lady dropped about 50 F-bombs there. But 10 a.m. Eastern time, there's always beautiful people in the chat. We're trying to make a difference here. We really are. And that lady said in the video, people need to know this. People need to do something about it. Well, that's exactly what we're doing here. All these shows, all these clips are on my channel in a playlist. So if you want to start from one, if you're just joining us today for the first time, this is number 6. You can go back, you can watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's going to be 82 more over the next couple of years. So we're doing some deep dives, 88 lessons in Bitcoin. What else? If you would like to support, see the scrolling address there. I'm also going to put some other options if people don't have Bitcoin or they don't know how to use Lightning. I'm also going to have some other options in the pinned comments below. If you do want to support this message, support this channel, and see more of it, good way to do it. We don't have any sponsors here. I talked about that at the start of the show. What else? I think that's it. Oh, and we do replay every Saturday morning. So if you're watching this on Saturday morning right now, good morning. 10 a.m. Eastern time. And that's just this version of it. So I don't put the whole live stream again. It's just the lesson from today. So those replays, and we do like it's called a premiere. So there's people in the live chat. We're all kind of watching it together. So that's it. Hope everybody enjoyed that one. That was, got a little emotional, got a little heated. But, it's serious stuff. How many people in your life have been victims of the fiat system in one way or the other? Everywhere you look, I guarantee every issue that you point to when you're driving down the road, when you're sitting at your family dinners, whatever it is, every single issue we have in society is caused by one thing. Other human beings being able to print money out of nothing. Because when those dollars get printed, they benefit from it. Everybody else gets stolen from. So fiat steals your time and Bitcoin gives it back. That's the lesson for today. All right. That was a wild one.